My name's Andrew Tagg. I'm an emergency physician at Western Health. And today I'm going to talk to you about well-being. Imagine you've been to many a well-being class and think, yes, it's all about me at last. You're told to get up at 5:30 in the morning, do your early morning stretches, have your green tea and kale smoothie before getting up and going to work, going for a meditation session in between times. But what? Does that really make a difference to how your day goes? Let's challenge that paradigm a little. Human beings are social animals. We've known for a long time. Darwin, in his blockbuster sequel to Origin of the Species, wrote that those feelings that we display the strongest are those that we feel the strongest. And not just by the person displaying them, but the person witnessing them too. A groundbreaking study by Rizzolatti at the turn of the millennium revealed that our brains fire off in the same way when we see someone perform an action as when we do it ourselves. We've got a system of mirror neurons that light up, so that if you see someone smile, genuinely smile, then that area of the brain that encodes for smiling also lights up. This process has been given a term: emotional contagion. We also know that our physiology influences our emotional state. If you're physically unable to frown, say you've had Botox to your forehead, then you actually feel happier. There is a problem with emotional contagion though. There's a negativity bias at play. Negative states, anger, fear, loss of control, elicit stronger changes than positive ones. Kindness, compassion and calm. The more negative someone feels, the less you are able to control your emotions, and so they leak out, spread to the people around them. We can literally catch someone else's bad mood. And all of this occurs at an unconscious level. Emotions quickly spread from doctor to no amount of personal protective equipment and hand washing can stop it. What we do is exhausting, emotionally exhausting, and it can be hard for the general public to understand the emotional labour of what we do. How we may be resuscitating a 28-week preemie 1 minute and dealing with 3 years of constipation the next, and all the time maintaining a caring attitude. And this can lead to problems. We all know them, don't we? Those team members that affect the mood and the tone of the whole department. Those people who have joined the caring profession that just don't seem to care anymore. Perhaps we could just start off with a little bit of surface acting. Take a look at these two faces here. I'm sure you can tell which of these smiles is genuine, which one raises orbicularis oculi and the levator muscles to create that true smizing smile. But Andrew, you say, we're wearing PPE, we're wearing face masks every day. No one's going to be able to see a smile, are they? What do you think? Can you tell which of these two images is really smiling? And we know that if we start to smile, our physiology starts to change. We start to feel happier because our faces are smiling. And that is transmitted to the team around us, even if they can't see our faces clearly. There are some people, though, that you'll work with that just struggle to smile. And that's not about you. Just think, they may be having a bad day too. And perhaps you could do something about it. Perhaps you could do something to make their day a little bit better. Think of these potential 5 triggers why someone may be having a bad day at work. Let's use the mnemonic HALTS. H-A-L-T-S. They could be hungry, angry, lonely, tired, stressed. Any one of these could give anyone a bad day. Let's take each one in turn now. So let's start with H. Hungry. As Mrs. Tagg will readily attest, it's pretty easy to spot when I'm hangry at the end of the day, when I can't make a decision, when I snap at any question. Perhaps your colleagues are feeling like this too. They've not had a chance to escape to Zuki for a coffee and a croissant because they're too busy writing discharge summaries, filing blood results, or doing that next medical admission. What can you do to help? Perhaps you could lighten the load. Ask them if there's anything you can do to help. Offer to make them a cup of tea even. A little bit goes a long way, and I'm all for making sure everyone takes their breaks. make sure you take yours too. Sometimes people just get angry, and it's not because of what's been going on at work, but what's going on outside of it. In these stressed COVID times, when we can't mix and match with our friends, we can't go out on a Friday night, when all you see are the grey-green walls of the hospital and the walls of your own home, it's understandable that people can lose their temper. It's not acceptable for them to take it out on you, your colleagues, or your patients. What could you do instead? Recognise it. Call it out. Not in an accusatory way, but just act like a sportscaster, calling the plays. And I recognise this can be very difficult if you're junior staff, but I'll be very happy if any of the juniors come up to me and say, "Hey, Andrew, when you spoke to me like that, it sounded as if you were a little angry. It made me feel very uncomfortable. Are you okay?" It'll give me time to pause, reflect, and modify my behaviour. But perhaps I'm not angry. Perhaps, like a lot of people, I might be lonely instead. We know that depression affects 1 in 4 medical healthcare workers, and it's a common cause of illness and time off work in the times before Corona. Now we can't go out, we can't see our friends other than via Zoom, and we're often trapped a long, long way from our families. It's understandable that some of us feel lonely, even when we're surrounded by people at work. These feelings are completely normal. We all have them. 1 in 4 doctors suffer from depression. And if you feel that the loneliness, the burden of what you're dealing with at work is too much, then go and see your GP. Contact the Employee Assistance Programme. Contact the Victoria Doctors Health Project, and they can point you in the right direction. Perhaps your colleagues are not hungry, angry, lonely and lost. They're just tired. In these trying times, staff members will be sick. Staff members will be furloughed of coronavirus. And that means their work does fall onto the rest of us. Medical workforce will do all they can to reduce the burden. But sometimes emergencies happen and things can't be helped. And that's where a shot of Melbourne's finest can just about do the trick. So, perhaps you put an end to their hunger with a well-timed stop at the Greenbag coffee bar. You've assuaged their anger by slowing down and chatting. You've helped them let go of their loneliness by making a real connection, asking them about themselves. And that well-timed shot of espresso and an offer to take some of those discharge summaries away from them has dealt with their overwhelming tiredness. But there are other causes of stress too that we all have to deal with. For some of us, it's our partners, our husbands, our wives, our children, our dogs, our cats, our upcoming bills, our family, our parents. We all worry about things that occur outside the workplace, and we do all we can not to bring these things into work. But sometimes they do. And for that I'm truly sorry. There is never an excuse for bullying, belittling, or harassing behaviour. So if you see it, call it out. We thought about how we can make the workplace better. How we can smile, truly smile, say hello, and learn people's names. We thought about what can stress us out in work, how we can deal with that hunger, anger, and other forms of stress. We are always here for you. And perhaps, as Professor Albus, Percival, Wulfric, Brian Dumbledore said the best. Help will always be given for those that ask. Life at Western Health isn't all about me, me, me. It's about us, us, us. Take care.